Aloha! My name is Beatrix Sullivan. I'm a wellness coach, personal trainer, and Pilates instructor here on the island of Maui. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day, and I'm here today to talk to you about how I stay fit and stay in shape, aside from the exercise. So what I'm really talking about is my diet. Without going into the details or specifics of what I eat, I'm just trying to explain the thought process that goes into how I make my decisions to eat. And this is based on the writings of Janine Roth. She goes back into the 80s with her first books. And this is how you do it. You just simply, before you start to eat, ask yourself, how hungry am I on a scale of 1 to 10? You might have to pause for a few seconds. I like to inhale, then ask that question, how hungry am I on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being famished and 10 being not hungry at all. Then I'll ask myself the question, how full am I, or empty, on a scale of 1 to 10? Empty would be 1 and full would be 10. Ask that question a few times, maybe think back about the last time that I ate and whether it's realistic that I feel full or empty based on when the last time it was that I ate. The next question I ask is, what do I want to eat? Not what's in the refrigerator or what's at the restaurant that we're going to tonight, or what's just right in front of me because I happen to be in the office cafe. What do I want to eat? And more specifically, you would ask the questions, is the food I'm choosing a hummer or a beckoner? A hummer is a food that calls you from inside. It's what you truly want to eat. It's what will feed you, feed your hunger, whether it's a protein or a carbohydrate, something high in fat, something hot, cold, crunchy, whatever it is. If it's a beckoner, it's the food that's right in front of you. It's what's convenient. It's what happens to be at the party, what happens to be in the refrigerator, what happens to be in the bakery you just walked by. That's a beckoner. Generally, you want to stay away from the beckoners and go with the hummers. So while you're eating, you continue those questions every once in a while, every few minutes maybe, or 15 minutes into it. How hungry am I on a scale of 1 to 10? How full am I on a scale of 1 to 10? And is this a hummer or a beckoner? Because something that starts out as a hummer, maybe halfway through your portion, it's become a beckoner. You no longer really want it, but it's on your plate, so you feel obligated to finish it. Well, now it's a beckoner. When you're finished eating, you ask yourself those questions again. How hungry am I? How full am I? And at that point, you wouldn't need to ask the questions about hummer or beckoner. And then over the next few hours and maybe even the next day, ask yourself, how do I feel when I ate at this level of hunger and I chose these foods and allowed myself to get to whatever level of fullness? How do I feel from that? And it feels good? Then there's a likelihood you'll repeat that behavior. If it doesn't feel good, there's a likelihood you won't, just by bringing that consciousness to it. So that's what I recommend, and that's what's been working for me for over 20 years. So I would suggest, if it feels comfortable and it resonates for you, that you give it a try. Well, thank you for joining me today. Another beautiful day here on Maui, and I look forward to next time. Aloha!